Hi everyone, I'm Chantal from Fore Yoga. Today I'd like to walk you through what we call Supine Pigeon. It's also commonly known as Figure 4. All you need is a yoga mat and a willingness to stretch a little bit your hips. So let's start lying on our back. So once you're on your back, bring your feet on the floor, so in other words, bend your knees. And as we move through the sequence, what's important is that you keep your hips and pelvis nice and neutral throughout the posture. So the first thing that I'll ask you to do is sway your knees a little bit side to side, just to notice how your lower back and hips are feeling. You can keep your arms on the floor, nice and relaxed. And take this opportunity at the same time to see how the shoulders are feeling and make sure that you're relaxing your upper body. And then slowly come on back to your center. Now from here, we'll walk our left foot away from us. And I'm doing that so we can actually have clearance for our ankles to go on our knee. So we'll lift the right foot off the floor, externally rotate your hip, and then cross your ankle onto the opposite knee. And take a moment to notice if there was any movement in the pelvis and hips as you did that transition. So in other words, quite often what we see is a little bit of exaggeration in the movement with the knee, and there's a little bit of torquing happening in the pelvis and hips. So if you really respect the mobility of your hip, you externally rotate. When there's no more room, just cross the ankle onto your shin or your opposite knee. From here, take a moment to pause and feel the sensation in the hip. So you may already have a good stretch. You may want to stay right here. Maybe you're walking your left foot towards you to intensify the stretch. And if you do modify, notice again, are my hips square? Did my pelvis stay nice and neutral? Option to lift the left foot off the floor. You could also reach behind your left thigh with your hands just to hold on for a few breaths. Let's see if you can scan the body here to see if the shoulders are nice and relaxed, specifically if you're reaching behind the thigh. And then taking a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, gently release your left foot down if you lifted it off the floor. Good. From here we'll do a supine twist, so you're going to keep your right ankle where it is. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently let the sole of your right foot go towards the left. And if you don't reach the floor, you may want to put a block or a bolster or a blanket to support the foot. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. You may want to take your left hand, place it on top of your right knee to have a gentle pull. And most of us are feeling a pretty good stretch on the outside of the right thigh and the hip as well. Good. On your next inhalation, allow yourself to slowly come on back. Let the legs do the work. So in other words, the upper body stays nice and relaxed. And then come out of the posture the same way you came in. Ankle off the knee, internally rotate, and set the foot down. A moment to sway your knees side to side, and then we'll do the other side. So this time it's our right foot that is walking forward. Hips and pelvis is going to stay nice and neutral. Lifting the left foot, externally rotating the hip, and then crossing onto the opposite knee. And don't be surprised if one side feels way tighter than the other. Okay? Arms relaxed by the side of your body, a moment to feel and determine, am I going to stay here or maybe walk my foot a little closer? Maybe press my right knee onto my left ankle to lift the foot off the floor, or reaching behind the right thigh with my hands. Taking a couple of breaths here, breathing into the left hip that's getting a little bit of a nice stretch here. So that you do the traditional pigeon or this version or even on a chair, make sure that hips and pelvis stay nice and neutral, that we're not overcompensating with the knees just because we want to go a little deeper. Taking a nice deep breath in Exhaling the right foot on the floor if you lifted it. We're going to keep the left ankle where it is. Arms away from the body. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the sole of your left foot float towards the floor to the right, or a block, or a bolster. You may want to place your right hand on top of your left knee, a gentle pull towards the floor, and just a couple of breaths here. And next inhalation, come on back to your center. Lift the ankle off the knee, internally rotate, and release your foot down. Bring your knees to your chest, hands on your knees or your shins. Rock a little bit side to side. And then from here, rolling onto one side, using your hands to press the floor away. And simply find a comfortable position. Just so I can thank you for joining me today. And until we see each other again, namaste.